Hello, everybody, and welcome to Michael Leonetti's Variety Show. What a show we got today lined up. You guys are going to go out of your mind. But before I go any further, subscribe and make sure you put a thumbs up. I'm going to say that again. Make sure you subscribe. Buddy, I can see what you're doing out there. Come on, put the coffee down and subscribe and a thumbs up. Well, guess what, folks? We have a magnificent show, and the first half of this show, I got the guys in the band. Give me that shot, boy, because guess what we're going to do? You ready, boys? A good morning, the best to you each morning. K-E-L-L-O-double-G, Kellogg's best to you.
They're great.
Oh, boy. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. Guess what? We got some great guys. Right here's my buddy, Mr. Michael DeBarry.
Hey, guys.
He's one of my very special friends. I got the great Steve Johnson next to me, little Joey Farina, and the newest guy in the band, Mr. Eddie. Go ahead. Licata, nice Italian boy.
Licata.
I said that.
I know you did.
What are you hollering at me for? I'm a senior. What the hell you doing? You know, I got to tell you, folks, everybody knows we're at Ahern's every Saturday and Sunday, and it's very important that you pick up the phone. We'll personally make a reservation for you. The place is swinging, and I love Ahern's. They really bend over backwards for us. But I want to talk a little bit about the guys in the band and what we've done and how long we know each other. Mike DeBarry, to me, is one of the greatest drummers that I've ever met in my life. Because everybody knows I play drums, but guess what? To keep up with me, it's like getting a fighter in the ring. You got to have a guy that knows how to spar, because if you don't, you ain't going to last one round. And Mike is one of the best. And Mike also has his jazz band. It's called the Davis and...
The Barry Davis Project.
The Barry Davis Project. And the great group. These guys play all over town. And Mike, tell everybody about yourself, about what you've done when you came to town.
Well, I came to town from right out of high school. I was 18 in 1977. So I can do the math. And Jeff and I had met right about 1980, so it's been for 45 years. We've been playing together and playing for everybody. And we have our own group. We do a lot of recording and writing. And then when you had come along, we were just so excited to come and play at my mother's house. And it's been, over 6 years later. You know, yeah. It's been great.
We lasted 6 years there, and like I said, we moved on to other things and better things. And when I landed at the Ahern the Ahern Project, the Leonetti and Ahern Project, I had a great time. I just have a ball that I'm up there, you know. And like I said, you know, local people don't want to go on the Strip. They just, for some reason, but here they come over there.
Yeah.
And one thing about what they're doing, they're making the menu very affordable for people. They're starting this Sunday. They have a thing called the Chop House, has a 2-for-1, like $100 off on the tomahawk steak, and they're going to do it on Sunday with the Frutti di Mare dish, so they have a choice.
Nice.
And plus they got the show. So like I said, because a lot of people, they want to go out on Sunday, you know, and they say, where do you want to go? And they say, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. We'll see Mike. We'll see the show. We'll have a great time. But the price is right, and that's what's really nice. Because you got to remember something. Places are expensive today. But one thing about Ahern, we bend over backwards to get your business. And I also got to say to you, Mike, tell me, people, how many grandchildren you got?
I have 4 children and 13 grandchildren.
13 grandkids. He's got more ties, ladies and gentlemen, than the swap meet that they have under inside.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well,
it's true.
And Mike's the greatest. You know, next to me, Louis Prima had Sam Brutera. And I got to tell you a story, ladies and gentlemen, that it happened many, many years ago. 35, 39 years ago, I was auditioning saxophone players. And I got to tell you, I'm a pretty difficult guy to perform with, because I know what I want. I know the sound that I want. And I had about 5 guys in front, and I would get on my drums, and I go, let me see what you got. Then the horn player would come out and go, blah, blah. I said, no, you're not what I'm looking for. Well, this guy came out, ladies and gentlemen, and did 4 notes. I said, stop. He said, why, something wrong? I said, you got the job. He had the sound that I wanted. There's only a few people left in the world that plays like that. We've been friends 40 years. He is, in my opinion, I know Dave Stambaugh is the greatest for Mike DeBarry, and he is great. There's no question asked about it. For jazz, but for horn guys, I got to tell you, to me, he's one of the best. And that gentleman's name is Mr. Steve Johnson. Hi, Steve. How are you,
Mike,
buddy?
how are you? This is very early for me.
I know it is. And I want everybody to know that for the past 3 years, he's been playing at Jim Marsh's place.
The Skyline.
At the Skyline,
Yeah.
right? It's called the Jurassic Jazz Band. Each guy's over 161 years old, collected their Social Security.
Wait a minute. No, I took over for a group called the Doomcoffs.
The Doomcoffs.
So we were there for 15 years.
What were you getting
And
paid for?
It was kind of a German
I played for them,
polka
too.
band. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jim Marsh called me about 3 years ago and asked if I'd be interested in coming down there, and it's been happening down there on Sundays from 2 to 5:30 every Sunday.
And then from 6:30 to 8:30, where you playing then?
The A, B, C, D, Ahern.
Yeah, that's the
That's
one.
right.
You will be. I got to tell you, all us guys are the last of what Las Vegas was, ladies and gentlemen. Musically, the best. And Steve, not only did I love you like a brother, I have such a good time working off you, with you, because when I look at Louis Prima, I see myself and I see Sam Brutera. These guys are gone, ladies and gentlemen. So we're the last of what Las Vegas really was. It's over. This is it. This is it. This is the last of what Vegas was. There's a lot of great shows in Vegas. I said this all the time, but not like what I have. I got the best, and I said it. If it ain't the best food you ever tasted, if it ain't the best show you ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. That's how much I stand behind what we do. Now, the next gentleman I want to introduce, I got to tell you about this guy. 1978.
I'm in trouble.
No, you're not, Joey. I'm at the Sahara Hotel. I'm in my 20s. I was just a kid at that time. And God rest his soul, Irv Gordon. You remember Irv Gordon?
Of course.
Great writer. I had a six-piece orchestra. It was all charts. And a guy named Mike Schmuckel, God rest his soul. Remember Mike? Mike is long gone. Mike did all my arrangements, and something happened. And I'm looking at the watch, and sure enough, ladies and gentlemen, my trombone player didn't show up. I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I was like 10 minutes before we opened. Well, there was another group prior to me called the Farina family. And at that particular time, there was a family, brothers and dads, that they did a show together. So here's this little 18-year-old kid that the trombone was bigger than him.
Still little.
And I said, watch out, Mike. Don't swallow that mic, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
I said, hey, kid, could you read music? He says, yeah. I said, you want to make $20, which was a lot of money. I said, could you cut this show? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this young man gets on the stage, opens my book out, which was a very difficult chart to write. And I'm going to tell you something. He did a phenomenal job. And we've been friends, and we've been playing together since 1978. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the most humblest, nicest guy I've ever met in my life, and I love him with all my heart. Mike didn't want him in the band, but I said, Mike, I said,
Oh, it was you?
he wanted
I
to
had
coach.
enough of you
He
for all
wanted,
these
he
years.
wanted
It was
coach. So I said, I love the kid, and as a singer, you know, when he backs me on the chords, I know where I'm at all times. And his name is Mr. Joe Farina. Joe,
Thank you.
stop. You got to put that mic.
okay.
I mean,
Thank
you need to dye your hair, Joe.
Oh,
so
thank you.
anyway.
Tonight.
Tonight, good. So Joey Farina's been with me for a very, very long time. And ladies and gentlemen, not only a great piano player, but a marvelous singer. Joey, tell everybody a little about yourself.
That's it, right? We're done? No.
No, we're not.
Get the mic away from
No, we came out here with the family in '75 to Vegas.
The camera's there,
But
Joey.
we were from where we started the group in Mississippi, originally from Pennsylvania. Where did we go?
I'm trying to back you away
for the microphone.
He said, hey, the main guy there said,
Right, go ahead.
Anyway, Pennsylvania to the south, started our group in the south, came to Vegas because of the group and entertainment, had a restaurant too, about a year and a half we were here. And my brothers, then we branched off to other groups. We mostly did some horn work with a few groups in the late 70s into the 80s. And then we kind of just went on our own, and that's when I met like all you guys.
Well, what you must tell everybody in TV land, your camera's right there, Joe, because you look more like Brad Pitt every day that I'm looking at from a profile.
Thank you.
You worked in the school. You're
Well, now, yeah, I'm involved in the school and in church on the weekends, and the school just ended, so. And then been working with you for how long now? Over three and a half years.
No, longer than that, wasn't it, Mike?
About 3.5.
About 3.5, 4.7. Well, you know, I want to mention before I go any further, we had some great players. On piano. What's Rita Lim's boyfriend's name? What's her?
Oh, we had Dave Siegel.
We had Dave Siegel,
We
who was
had
Mark Nivens.
Todd Simon.
Todd Simon. Go any further. The other guy, we don't want to mention him. He owes me money.
But I also work with
Maybe we should mention him.
when you had the horns, like you were saying, when a lot of the lounge bands had had horns.
Oh, yeah.
In the late 70s into the early 80s.
Well, I got to tell you, what we did was funny. Us guys is that I just knew I could play trombone. I don't know why. So I go out and I buy a trombone. This is a true story, folks. And Mike said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Listen, I think I could play it." Steve's looking at me, and I'm looking at Steve. He says, "Oh my God!" And everything. So Joey goes up and he goes, "Ba ba 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 baby doo da da da." I said, "Oh, Joe, that sounds so good." He said, "You can never play it, Mike." I said, "Oh, you watch." And I went back, and Joey was giving me some lessons. We do a spot in the show. We do a tribute to Glenn Miller. Now, I got to make you understand something. I'm not a trombone player. Drumming, I mastered. Piano, not too bad. Okay? Guitar, I'm all right, too. But trombone, these guys make me look like I'm Jack Teagarden. I mean, who was a great player, because Joey's always covering from my note. And we come out and we do this 3-trombone solo that is absolutely magnificent. And it really, really swings, and I get away with it. And then I say, "Okay, everybody." Joey takes a hit on the horn, and then Steve gets out and he plays his valve, and then it's, "Okay, folks, watch what I do. I taught these guys." And that's like I flubble up, which I'm really legitimately flubble up on the horn. And Steve will say, "Hold it. You're not ready yet. Why don't you scat?" And then I scat in the middle of the song, and then we come back with the beginning. Fun night.
Fun.
A lot of fun that we do. Now, the next guy I want to introduce to you is the newest guy in the band. Unbelievable. He was in elementary school. Mike, we went there, and he was out there. He was having cookies and milk.
You've aged quite a bit.
His name is Edward LaCalla. Edward LaCalla. And I got to tell you, I give this man credit because he's with the big boys. He's with the best players in Vegas. And I said, "Do you know who Louis Prima is?" He goes, "Who? How about Sinatra?" "Who?" Because he's 30 years old, and what I loved about him, he put so much effort, so much time to learn the show and what he does. Magnificent reader, And every time I'll sing, I'll glance over to Mike, to Barry, and Mike's playing. He's going, "We'll see. We'll see what." But I got to tell you, Ed, thank you for coming this morning. Thank you for wearing the Cadillac shirt.
Having me at the Ahern with this incredible band.
Oh, the band. Well, let me tell you, son, by the time you're our age, we'll be gone. You'll be, we got 40 years on you. You know what I'm trying to say? So you'll move on to another plateau, another level, and tell some of the people that you played, because you played with some pretty powerful guys in Vegas.
Yeah, I have a trio called the Las Vegas Jazz Syndicate.
Oh, you got a band too.
Yeah,
Got the band.
and we play every Monday night at the Hard Hat Lounge from 10 to 1 in the morning. I go to UNLV, so I participate in their big band. I'm getting my doctorate right now at UNLV, and just freelance all around Vegas. So
you're going for your doctorate?
Yeah.
It's funny you should say that. My shoulder lately.
Yeah, I'll be able to write a couple prescriptions after this is all over.
Don't tell him that.
But one of the things that's nice is the camaraderie, ladies and gentlemen, that we have. That camaraderie that we have is so magnificent, because there's a lot of groups that are in Vegas and they play, but as musicians we would sit back and we would look at these guys, and you can see there's not a connection. Because when you get like Steve and I, when we're playing together, there's a magic that's there. When you get Joey on piano, when he's backing me on vocals, or when Tom Simon was with me,
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say to you? These guys really, they, yes.
I hate to interject,
But you are.
I never liked you.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just needed to get that out.
all right, good. Well, I hope your hair falls out. What do you think about that? But like I said, the fun that we have that we're doing there is just magnificent, because we laugh, we have a great time, and Mike DeBarry, I love him like my brother, because I have a lot of respect for him, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me when I'm telling you, because my show is hard. Ryan Ahern looks at our show and when you get a guy like that who's one of the greatest piano players, Liberace, and he says, "Mike, this show is the ultimate," it makes me feel good. It really does. It makes me feel good. Because when I look at somebody like that, I can say to myself, when I'm gone, there's other people like Eddie and Ryan that will take the level of what we do to another level. Like the way we took Louis Prima to another level, Sinatra to another level, Buddy Rich to another level. See, these guys are gone. And the only way to keep their memory alive is by doing what we do, because it sustains that. Because there's only two people that will live for infamy, as Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra.
Yep.
You had Vic Damone, who was great, Buddy Greco, who was phenomenal. Steve Lawrence is great. You know what I mean? But people say, who? If you don't do their music, they're forgotten. And we make it a point to continue to do what we do best. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been marvelous. I can't thank you guys enough for coming here on the podcast with me. It's a great honor, Joey, to play with you each week. It's a great honor, Steve, to see you and work with you, and through the grace of God, whatever God gives me left on this earth, whatever time I have left at the age of 72, to keep on punching, because the day, folks, this goes, and I can't move the way I moved, it's the time I'm going to pack the drums and go, thank you, folks. It's been marvelous. Time for me to step out of the ring. But I still got a knockout punch on both hands. And that's the key. That's why we are successful at the helm. But behind every great captain, you got to have a good crew. You just can't drive that boat yourself. And I feel in my heart of hearts, the guys that I got are the best Las Vegas has to offer. I want to say a special thanks to Jeff Davis. I know you're out there, Jeff, doing great, traveling the world, enjoying yourself. He just got married. Mike cries every day that you're not with him. But I say, he'll be back one day. Don't worry about it. I got to give him credit because he was with us for 6.5 years. Yeah. And we all miss him. But like I said, we all gotta eat. We all got to make a living. Outside of me, I mean, I don't know. You guys can help me out later. Just chip in a little bit. I would appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, but before go any further, listen to me. Hey, we got a special clip that I want to show you. Okay, when we were at Ahern. Sit back, everybody. Don't you move, buddy. I can see you right now. Sit down. Don't you go to the bathroom. Show them that clip. Go right ahead. Show you some real trombone playing. Are you ready? We don't fool around here. Whoa. Stop. Hold it. Stop the music. Stop the music. You're not ready yet. You're not ready. 3 more weeks, it might get there. Next up, circus. Wow. Could I scout maybe? We cut that out. Trumpet solo. Harry James. Take it. Unbelievable. That's just a little taste what we do at Ahern's, kind of swinging. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next guest I have, I'm very proud to have this young lady here. When you get into politics and you get into political stuff, it becomes boring and everybody says the same stuff. But she's a little bit different because she's a fresh of breath air, when it comes to society, doing different things for people, helping people. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce the next mayor of Las Vegas, when I have all the hope that she wins, is Irina Hansen.
Irina Hansen.
Yes, I said it right?
Yes, sir.
I'm so excited. Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
My pleasure. I know this is her first time doing television, and I wanted to come on because all the listeners and the people that I have, you know how crazy this program is and the fun that we have. But we sat and we talked for a little bit, and I got to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The stuff that she told me, I just sat back with tears in my eyes. I said, what a wonderful lady to put somebody like this into politics. And she's not a politician. She's not a politician. What she does is she does something a little bit different. I looked at some of the points that you want to stress to people. Before we get into it, tell everybody your nationality and... Because I thought you were Italian, but you're not Italian.
Italian.
You must get that all the time, don't you?
I do. You know what? I was born and raised in California. Well, I'm from Romania, Timișoara, Romania, and I immigrated to America in 1978 when I was 2 years old, and I've been here 46 years. I came to Las Vegas in 1996, right about 96, and I've been a resident here ever since.
And you have children. You were telling me the wonderful. You showed me pictures. They were gorgeous kids.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. I'm a mother of 3 children. My oldest is 30, 26, and 13.
How do you like that? Isn't that
Yeah.
amazing? A family person that's raising children wants to get into the political arena, which is still, if you're politics or not, it's the arena that you're getting into.
Absolutely.
Some of the food you like. Tell me, everybody, what's your favorite? If you went to the Italian restaurant, we went to Ahern's, we sat down. What would you eat? What would you order? What would you have?
From the Italian restaurant?
Yeah, from the Italian. Let's look at Italian.
Well, I love sushi to begin with, but I know you're Italian, so
Yeah, we don't-
I do love a good Italian lasagna, though.
Okay.
I do love a good Italian lasagna.
Well, you know something, Chef Joel Ott, where I'm performing at, they don't have it on the menu, but I got to tell you, he made me raviolis last week. Madon, were they delicious? When the show was out, he makes homemade raviolis out of this world. I mean, nothing out of the can, nothing out of a box. I mean, this guy's out there kneading the dough with his crew
Fresh.
back there. Now, he
Absolutely.
has a lot of steak. If it's steak, what would you like? Because that's what they really specialize in. A lot is like their steaks and their lobster tail. So if it's a steak, what's your favorite steak?
My favorite steak is a filet mignon for sure.
Well,
For
let me
sure.
tell you something. If you can't
so
cut
tender.
it, if you can't cut it with a spoon, I'll buy your dinner. That's how tender that filet mignon is.
Oh, fantastic.
I
I'm
love
looking
it.
forward.
You know, one of the things that I want to bring out to my viewers out there, you know, which is very, very important, is the change that you want to make. And here's the bottom line: people look at it and they say, "This beautiful girl, lovely girl, mother." You know what I mean? Seems like a nice girl. What is she going to do different? What would you do? You won. You won. God bless you. You're the mayor. What the hell are you going to do different?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, my vision for the city is to bring about transparency, accountability, and oversight. And that requires, with great leadership, and we have to focus on putting back the confidence and trust in our elected officials. Absolutely, because I think that has definitely gone to the wayside, and people do not trust in our government system anymore. Our government no longer works for the people. We have a self-serving government, and my voice is going to help restore that confidence and trust in our government officials again.
Because you can see what's happening out in the world today, with Trump, what they're doing to this guy, the people that like him, the people that don't like him. The bottom line is,
Sure.
I mean, it's crazy of what's happening. Everything is out in the open. I mean, there's no holds bars. I mean, it's dirty fighting. Nobody fights fair anymore. They're throwing punches, they're throwing rocks, they're throwing knives, they're throwing bazookas. I mean, it's not to be believed. So when you get somebody like you that comes out there that wants to do something different, and they go to the voting box, it's not that you're voting for somebody that's a pretty face. You're voting for somebody that can make a change in your life.
Absolutely.
And that's the most important thing, because I said to her, I said, why would you want to even do, this is what I said to her. We met and we had a little meeting. I said, I got to ask you a question. Why? Why would you want to even run into the water with a bunch of sharks, knowing you might get bit? Why?
Well, I've never aspired to be a politician. We've just been people of passivity and tolerance for too long, allowing God to be eroded out of every area and sphere of our society. And that's why we have so much chaos, division, hatred, dissension, strife, murder, corruption at an all-time high, like it's never been before. So we need to step in, and we all need to rise up to the occasion and be a part of the solution.
Well,
Absolutely.
you have...
We need people of integrity in there. And
Well,
we do not have that.
There's when I was, my story.
I do.
There was
I
a
do.
person that said something to me years ago. He said, Mike, there's 3 things a person must have for the nucleus of self-success: the content of a person's character, the integrity you hold as an individual, but most of all, the compassion you feel towards another human being. How many people do you know that have all 3 of those qualities? Now, by talking to you,
Sure.
I could see the sincerity in what you want to do.
Absolutely.
You get somebody that is in the political field or what you want to do, and the bill of points that you got and stuff that's happened, people sit back, they look at you, and they go, there it goes, there's another person that's just going to do this and do that. That's the reason why I wanted you to come on the show, for the people that watch this program.
Sure.
You know, because when you get political figures that come on a TV show, you know, you're teeter-tottering. You got a Democrat that all of a sudden liked you, and you got a Republican person that's there and said, I ain't going to go watch this guy. I don't, you see what I'm trying to say to you? Your
Absolutely.
views.
Absolutely.
But you got to stand your ground. You must stand for what you believe in. I'm a firm believer.
You stand for something or you stand for nothing. Absolutely. Let your yeses be yes and your nos be nos.
So
Absolutely.
here's the bottom line. I'm going to the polls. I'm voting for you. Name me 5 things you're going to do.
Absolutely. One of my primary focuses, like as I mentioned before, is going definitely be bringing back transparency, accountability, and oversight in our government system. Furthermore, we need to restore the confidence and trust back in our elected officials, and my voice will be the voice for the people to do that. The other thing I want to focus on, there's so many crises that the city of Las Vegas is currently facing, and one of the primary focuses is going to be the homelessness crisis, because that affects the businesses, that affects public safety, our children, and a society as a whole.
So by changing that, and again, from the person that's a
Right.
layman,
Well,
how are you going to change that?
Last legislative session, they just allocated another $100 million to the homelessness crisis, and I believe that's Assembly Bill 528 that they passed. And my intent is to centralize, a location for the homeless and have resources kind of funnel out through the centralized location. Instead of giving money to so many different organizations, I think we need to centralize it so we can have that accountability, transparency, and oversight as to where our funds are going. Because right now, they're being misappropriated and squandered somewhere else. It's not going down to the crises that the city of Las Vegas is facing. So when I'm in office, that's one of the things I'm definitely going to do. Yeah.
No, you're going to put a stop to it then. That's-
Absolutely, absolutely.
So how much money do you
My
think would-
intent is also to hire forensic accountants and audit the executive budget and the organizations and see where the money has been allocated to or misappropriated or squandered. We need to find out, and we need to hold those people accountable also as well.
How much money do you think has been spent so far?
In regards to the homelessness
Yeah.
crisis?
Let's talk about that.
Yes. Well, how much? I think it was approximately 26,000. No, not 26,000. I apologize. $26 million just on the courthouse, the homeless courthouse. But it's not working.
Well,
What's currently in place is not working for the people, evidently. So we need to do something different, and that's not continuing to fund the same organizations if they're not being effective.
Well, I still see people on D Street in tents.
Oh, absolutely.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
What
I
you-
was down there, absolutely.
What you have there. And I got to tell you, I've been in Vegas since 1972. I've seen this town for what this town was at that particular time. And it's guys like, and I mentioned him, but he's like the founding fathers of Las Vegas. Don Ahern is one of the founding fathers. Jim Marsh, Joe Brown. These are guys that I mentioned. People say, well, who are these guys?
Right.
These guys are the guys that had their hands deep in the dirt, building their empires, and seeing a beautiful empire grow and then crumble. Because, they're having a big thing. I think it's the 6th or 7th June
Is it the
President
first?
Trump that's coming.
June 8th.
Yeah, June
June
8th. President Trump is coming there, and in fact, I talked to Don yesterday. Yesterday. Don, that's my lawyer, not Don Ahern. And he said, Michael, you singing for Trump? I says, no. I said, I'll be in Hawaii on the beach. No, I'm only teasing. But it's going to be a gala event. It's going to be great. And, like I said, I'm proud to be a Trump supporter. You got to stand. Even though you got a TV show, are you on the left side, right side? You got to pick a lane, and you got to stay to that lane and be strong with it. Like if Christianity, you believe or you don't believe. You can't go, well, it doesn't work that way, and that's what we need.
You can't waver. Absolutely.
You can't waver, and that's what we need.
We need someone that's strong.
You need
Absolutely.
somebody that's got a fresh touch that's going to get out there because
We need new blood.
New blood. Because like I said,
Absolutely.
you could do a 2-hour show and say,
Sure.
I got nothing from it. But let me tell you what I have and what I believe. That's why I got this young lady on my show today. Because you got to remember, this is a variety show. This is something a little bit different. It's not a political campaign. But when she told me what she had in mind, and I know what it is with injustice. I know what it is to be treated with injustice because I went through it, like many, many people in the world today. And it was such a fresh of breath air to hear what she wants to do. And I said, now that's the type of person that I would vote for because she will make that change. And it's going to be a hard change. You're not just going to walk and say, okay, guys, we're going to change the menu. This is what we're going to do. It's going to take time. It's going to take, because you're going up against the big boys. You know, people say, wait a minute, I like where I'm at. I don't want to move where I'm at, and I'm going to stay where I'm at. You're not pushing me out of the way. Where you're going to have to, you got to move. You got to get the hell out of my way.
We need someone that's going to be courageous and stand up to these bullies. Absolutely.
And that's what you got to do.
And we need a clean house of all the cockroaches.
That's right. That's right. That's why I use Raid, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only teasing you. Wait a minute, before I go any further, my brother and his lovely wife got me this special cup. It's ain't this? Could you get a close-up shot to that? I don't know if you can, but I want to thank my brother and his lovely wife, the bun woman. She puts her hair in a bun. I always tease her. Thank you, Tanya, for this lovely gift. That's really nice. And I will drink out of it every morning, and I'll think of you. I thought my brother would have threw a couple hundred in here, but I guess he's another astronomer. Mr. Kellogg, I love you. I hope you always doing well out there because you know Kellogg's is our sponsor.
Oh, fantastic.
Did you know that? Well, that's why we sang K-E-L-L-O-W, because he calls me all the time. He's always watching. I'm watching you, Mike. I've got my eye on you, and I know you do, and I thank you for that. You know, no words to say thank you for coming on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope, you know, we didn't even scratch the surface, but I wanted to introduce you to this lovely girl, Ms. Hansen. So when you go to the polls and you vote, you know, sometimes you can say less and say a lot. And some people say a lot and they say less.
Absolutely. No, I want to thank you very much for coming on the
pleasure.
show
You
and giving me
kidding?
this opportunity.
No, that's
This has
great.
been wonderful. Thank you so much, and God bless you for that.
My
Absolutely.
pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been
Yes.
a marvelous crowd. I thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I say this all the time, you know. I think it's like my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm very
Amen.
proud to say that because let me tell you something.
That's right.
When you feel depressed and you're down, look up above a cloud. He'll never let you down.
Amen.
And he'll always open for you. So I end my show with, if I had Aladdin's lamp and I had one wish to make, I wouldn't wish for caviar or any special dish. I would not wish for dollars, yet in dollars I have few. I'd wish to perform, entertain, and bring people like Miss Hansen to you people out in TV land, because I believe in my heart that this podcast is something a little bit different that really touches the heart of so many of the thousands of people we send this to each week, and I'm proud to do it. And Rick Manning, one of the producers of the show, thank you, Rick, for always doing a great job. So God bless you. Thank you so very much. Let's say goodbye.
God bless you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye.